Red Eye. I'm Jenny Slate.
I'm Gillian Robespierre.
And we made the movie Obvious Child, which comes here to Chicago on June 13th.
Please go see it.
And have a nice day.
Thank you. Weirdos. We're weird.
Real weird. Really not from Earth.
Have you spent much time in Chicago before? Do you have any favorites here? Things you'd like to do if you have more time?
I would like to be in the movie The Fugitive.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah, isn't that in Chicago?
It is.
Yeah. But other than that, I don't know a lot about it.
Who do you want to be in The Fugitive?
The Fugitive.
Man.
Oh. Wow. I would like to be Dr. Richard Kimball, The Fugitive.
Bonnie Bedelia. That's who I would be.
I'm imagining what your audition would have been like at the time.
Yeah.
Since you were not really old enough for the part.
No. You know, I saw that movie at my first co-ed sleepover, and it was in 6th grade.
You had a co-ed sleepover?
It was at this girl's house, but all the kids from the class were invited. And, there were, 5 million parents there.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Now I'm feeling nervous. Is Bonnie Bedelia the woman in The Fugitive?
No.
Okay. I didn't think so.
I don't know who Bonnie Bedelia is, should I?
She's an actress.
Yes.
And she could have been in The Fugitive.
Seal Award.
It was
is
Seal
his
Award,
wife.
who's the one who gets, bonked on the head by a bowling ball.
Okay,
That's how
I'm
she
thinking
dies.
of a different movie.
I'm so excited to talk to you about this movie. I saw it at Sundance. It was my favorite of the 17 that I saw during the festival. Saw it again recently and loved it just as much. Jenny, I think you might be the first actor in movie history to impersonate her character's brain and butthole in the same film. How special is that to have that honor?
Wow, that's such a good way to put it. Yeah, and that's a task perfectly suited to me. But Gillian did write this movie for me, so yeah. She asked me to bring it, and I brought it.
Donna's butthole.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's so many things that you do in such a better way than a lot of other people do them. One thing is that you found a way to make fart humor funny again, in the sense that it's universal. I think I read that someone was trying to call it guy humor, which it's sort of appalling to me that something that everyone does, admittedly, would be seen as specific to one gender.
And if you don't do it, you'll die.
If you don't
Is
fart,
that true?
you'll die.
If you don't fart, sometimes it feels like that to me. I think you'll die if you don't fart.
I don't know that that's medically a fact, but
it is.
I like that. I want that to be on, on Dr. Oz. A whole episode where he's like, today on Dr. Oz, if you don't fart, you're going to die. And then it's just a whole thing on how to fart. And it's you can squeak them out.
The perfect fart.
You can let it rip, and it's just all ladies farting. What was the question?
I wonder how many people are watching
from?
that show and saying, okay, now that I know I have to do it in order to stay alive, but first, how do I do it?
Yeah, no, farting is for anybody who has a body, and it's, there's always something that you can do with any subject that makes it, overdone, mainstream, in a way that, you're I've just seen that too much. You can take the curiosity out of something, but for me, I think the reason why the body is a constant source for humor is that it is constantly surprising, and that's really funny. It's a little interesting in there.
Do you guys think there's any humor that is more gender specific, that for some reason could be categorized as more of a joke for men or a joke for women?
I don't know. I guess there are subjects that, people would relate to more. If I got up there and started talking about my penis, people would be like, you don't have one. That's not your subject to talk about, but I could go up there and talk about penises in general.
Penis.
Yeah, I know a bunch of stuff about them.
A few penis.
Yeah. But I don't know. Certainly there's always different audiences for things, but anybody can talk about anything and make it funny, as long as they're funny.
Yeah.
And original.
Which is a worse term that you feel like is more overused or has more of a negative implication to it? Chick flick or girl power?
Ugh, I don't like girl power.
Oh, I was going to go chick flick.
Girl power reminds me of
Spice Girls.
Sort of. But it reminds me of something packaged, and I feel like it's condescending. I don't know.
Or like Kmart would sell the socks that say "Girl Power."
Yeah. It's just
Really?
like,
I don't know.
and also like
should.
I'm a
You should give me
woman.
money.
You know, I'm not a girl. I mean, I am a girl. But
But if it was woman power, would you like that better?
no, I just think it's unnecessary. I don't know. I mean, I'm.
Anything with powers is weird.
Yeah.
I think white power. And
Yeah,
bad stuff like that.
It's not great. It's sort of you pair it together, and it seems like the thing that's paired with the power didn't have the power before. Why can't you say powerful women?
That is much better.
I like that. Put that on a sock.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess if you like scream like powerful women, like people. I mean, why not? Who knows?
Jenny, you've talked about learning on the job, and you said you didn't feel like you had the skill set for this movie a few years ago. Tell me something you really learned while making this movie, doing this role, and also a moment that you shot a scene and you felt like either I totally nailed this, or something where in advance you were like, I'm 2% worried that I can't do this.
I think I learned on the job to be more trusting of quiet and stillness and silence, because I did start as a stand-up comedian, and in general I'm a person that is looking kind of for an immediate reaction and connection to people in my nature, my personality type. And I haven't done work before where the scenes are more still or quiet, and I had to learn to get used to that. And I guess the scene that I learned the most in was, there's a scene where Donna's in the Planned Parenthood and she's talking about like what the abortion will be, like how much it will cost and when she can do it and all of that. And we tried it a few times, and one time, the first time I did it, I cried the whole time, and I really learned, and that wasn't right for that scene. Like, Donna shouldn't be crying at the beginning. She should be trying to, she's like, if you've ever been to the dentist or something and you like brush your teeth before you go because you don't want them to think that you're like gross and stuff.
Of course.
She's like, she's on her best behavior. She finds the glasses and she's kind of doesn't want to have to correct the doctor on how her name is said wrong or whatever. And, but I learned through Gil's direction about levels, and that like, even though, okay, I guess I can get there as an actress, in this role at least, and emote, that it's not just like an on or off button. And I learned how to like, just do it with more specificity through that scene.
And you nailed it. I mean, that scene is unbelievable. It's so
Thanks.
incredible. Gillian, did you feel like Jenny's relative lack of experience was sort of a positive in the way that you guys worked together through some of that stuff? And I don't mean that in a bad way.
No,
because
it's true.
I didn't see her as a person or an actor who had lack of experience. She's been on many TV shows and had a range of beautiful characters that she's created, through SNL and Parks and Rec and all those shows. I think we worked really hard to find Donna's voice with the short, and then taking a really careful time to create the feature. And I wasn't nervous, not one day. I was excited and surprised by many moments while we were filming. One moment that I love is when Donna's doing the abortion stand-up. And it was all on the page, but then Jenny would take it and sort of make it her own using Donna's voice. And she wove this great sort of, I was going to say quilt, but comedic quilt that took us from laughing really hard to being quiet and excited and sad for Donna for when she said, I'm looking into my future, and hopeful. And it was amazing to watch that live happen. As an actress, watching her find that footing was pretty incredible.
You have nothing to lose, you have nothing to lose, and only everything to gain. It was really, we were both doing something new, It's my first really lead role. It's Gil's first feature film, and we were both just really ready to do it.
Yeah. Because it was our first, I feel like we weren't scared.
Yeah.
At all, because we didn't know what was happening.
Sure.
And also,
We
like,
were just instinctually going for it, and our instincts were correct, but we also worked hard to get those instincts, if that makes any sense.
I appreciate what you guys have said, that while this movie does tackle abortion, it's not an agenda movie, it's not an abortion movie, big capital letters. Certainly people will latch onto that, though. Lots of ridiculousness happening in that topic. What's something you think women should get to legislate about men's bodies as a way of showing the way that men shouldn't be legislating women's bodies?
I would rather not go there. I would rather just say everybody should be able to do with their bodies what is right and safe for them. You know, like, there's nothing in me that's like,
out their eyes.
You want me to tell you about my birth control? You tell me when you get a vasectomy. Like, I don't want to know about anybody's body. I want to know what to do with mine when it's right for me, and I think that is a normal mindset.
And have access to go do it in a safe way, whether it's a, breast exam or a pap smear or an abortion. Like, it's really no one's business except to make sure it's done safely.
Well said. How would you each compare your own stress level at 27 to Donna's at 27?
Whoa.
Mine was higher. Donna's like, she is stressed for sure, but she doesn't. I had anxiety at that age. It's like, that's a tough time, the late 20s, because you're just like, what? I thought everything, you're misinformed. Nobody has told you that your 20s are actually just a secret adolescence part 2. And, you like, get to 27, a lot of people, especially, if you're in a creative field and you're just like, I think I'm actually just learning who I am. And I have so much more to go, and now I'm, like, tired also and anxious
and
hungry and desperate. I want to get going. How do I get going, And Donna, you don't actually see her being like, how do I start my career? She's actually kind of relaxed or I don't know, on my standards, but I'm a control freak. I'm a control
Yeah, I'm glad
freak.
to not be in my 20s anymore, and I think Donna's going to be a wonderful talent when she's in her 30s. That's when she's going to hit her stride.
Why do you think people aren't aware of that, like what you say, the 20s being maybe not as stable as people expect them to be?
You have to go through it. No one can tell you.
It's weird. I wonder if it's changed a little bit because, like, when people get married and have families now is, like, slightly, pushed later into life. But I don't know. I mean, I can tell you, my late 20s hit me like a ton of bricks. I did not get it. I did not see it coming at all. I did not know I would feel the way that I felt. In astrology, if you believe in that stuff, which I don't know if I do, that's like your Saturn return. It's your big thing.
Oh,
is that bad?
I don't know
I think it's when, like, on your natal chart, all of the planets realign to the spot where they were when you were born. And it's basically like you're being born again. It's your, like, shedding of your old self and starting into a new life, and that can be really painful. It's kind of like a transformation through fire, I guess. I've been set on fire a lot.
I'm freaking
sorry.
out right now.
I don't even believe in this stuff. I just heard about it, and I just spew facts out.
I'm sure that will make everyone feel better as they go through their
Yeah, I hope you keep that
that
in.
burning feeling you have is just your 20s.
When you're, like, 27 and your butthole, like, is on fire? In astrology, that means that you're ill.
It's just Saturn.
It means
it's
that you're
Saturn thing.
sick. It's that Uranus is circling your butthole.
Which is a better idea, drunken voicemails or drunken stand-up?
Drunken stand-up, for sure. I've done a lot of drunken stand-up, never like Donna. I've never bombed drunk. I don't do that. But I do a lot of, when I lived in New York, a lot of whiskey-powered stand-up.
Do you feel like that helps?
I guess it was just part of the culture, part of the scene for me. Everyone's like, you had a drinking problem. I did. But, a lot of times if you go on later in the show, you're sitting there drinking.
Yeah.
And I tend to really view my audience as friends or potential friends. So, yeah, it's just like having a conversation. I'm not a drunk that reveals more than I would have if I were sober.
What do you think, Gillian?
I'm not a stand-up, but I know the repercussions of leaving drunk voicemail, so I'm going to go with going on stage drunk.
Yeah.
Would be better than what I've done.
Yeah, drunk voicemails are, they're so hard. That's there forever.
That's true. People just post that stuff on the internet these days.
Oh my God. What a bummer.
They do? Kids post voicemails?
Every bad
They
thing that
do
can happen is
everything.
happening.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Jenny, I'm not going to ask you about SNL because I feel like you've gotten more than enough of that.
Well, you can find any answer you want already.
Exactly.
I've literally
and
been
that's
asked
why.
everything. There's nothing new.
But I will say that I think it would be kind of awesome if in future stories about you, people let off with like, Jenny Slate, best known for her kick-ass performance in Obvious Child, as opposed to that girl, blah, 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 about SNL. Like, what would you think about? I feel like that's a transition that needs to happen.
I would love that, and I welcome it, and I mean, yeah, that would be really nice. But, you know, now when there are pieces in the press or interest about my career, it is because of our movie. So that's enough for me anyway. And I don't know. I guess if people need to say, like, you know, a big splashy thing to get more people's attention about something that will essentially be about our movie, I'm fine.
Well, and I saw you said that at the time, Lauren said that, like, this should not be a defining moment. And it shouldn't, so moving on.
Yeah, I mean, look, it totally is what it is, and you can't change anyone's, like, memories, but my experience of my life, you know, in the past, like, 4 years since that happened it's just been, like, very colorful, and a lot of things have happened. Yeah, I don't think of it that way, and that's good because I'm the person that hears my thoughts.
Jenny, you said that you told your mom recently you wanted to be in a shampoo or face wash commercial to show that you have clean hair and a clean face.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you or both of you could demonstrate how that would look.
Sure.
Kind of audition.
Yeah.
In a sense.
It would be like, okay, hold on, you gotta do it. Split ends, you bet. But not with, like, blah, blah, blah. And then just, you know, like, a lot of, like, going like that.
You bet.
And, like, it's strong, you know, when they do that and they're like, my hair feels strong, that kind of thing. And then just like that, and a computer makes it, like, really, really shiny. And then, like, at the end you say something, like, a little bit condescending, but it's fine. That's just, like, you're worth it. It's just, like, you know, a little bit. You're kind of like, fuck yourself. But I would like to do that. Or just be like, you know? That seems really cool. Now I've ruined my chances.
No,
I think it's going to happen.
It's
got to happen. What I don't want to be on is, you know, like a tampon commercial. Like dancing with a pad or something. You know, just be like, can you see my pad? I'm not going to do that.
Well, Donna does the organic douche commercial, I think.
She does.
More as a moneymaker than a career starter.
The only audition I have ever walked out on, like, and I was broke, was an audition where they just lined a bunch of girls up, and it was for a toilet cleaning product, and each girl had an imaginary toilet seat, and the ad was going to be that the toilet is so clean that a girl would lick it. And they were like, but keep your eyes on the camera and be happy while you lick your imaginary toilet seat. So basically it was just like total like fellatio substitute of like this like girl being like, you know, just like lasering and really messed up. And I was just like, yeah, I can't do this. I positively can't do it. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's kind of a low bar to set. I'm not going to lick this toilet seat for you.
I think I would have licked the toilet.
You just go into the normal bathroom and lick the toilet. And nobody sees it.
I film it with my camera.
Or you could have done it and then just looked at the camera and been like, you're worth it. A clean toilet.
Yeah. You just say you're worth it into the toilet and then give your own self a swirly.
I don't think I could love publicity anymore. One of my favorite 3 minutes on TV.
Yeah.
Who would you say would be the ideal client for them to take on?
You know, I think it's always good when they take on someone who doesn't, like, get who they are or what they do. So it would probably be good for them to take on, like, Neil deGrasse Tyson or something. Like, somebody who, like, just has no idea and would never care. Or, like, yeah, like Garrison Keillor.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be something.
He would Garrison Keel over. Thank you, good night.
Can you guys please feel free to take advantage of one of these options I'm about to give you? Can you either tell me a joke, rap part of a song that you know the words to, or sing part of your favorite TV theme song?
Thank you for being a friend. It's the Golden Girls song.
Nice.
And if you're through a party.
I'm gonna go lick a toilet.